Okay, Tanner Lemaster. He's the second underclassman I've had. Tanner's going to be a junior in the 23 class, and he's also plays out of Washington Courthouse. Tell me, Tanner, where's Washington Courthouse?
It's right in the middle of Columbus and Cincinnati. About the same distance from each of them, about an hour, a little over. So just kind of right in the middle of those two.
That's good. Tell me height and weight real quick, because I think that comes into your whole thing about football. I know you're getting recruited right now and things like that. Tell me what height and weight.
I stand at 6'6" and 230 pounds.
Good. Three-sport guy, and you're playing football. Obviously, you're getting recruited. Obviously, what about basketball? How's that going?
Basketball's been pretty good. We haven't had a very successful past 2 years as a team, but personally, I've started both years. I've led in scoring and rebounding both years, and I got all.
Okay, you play with your back to the basket or you face the basket?
Start back, and then once I get the ball, face to the basket.
See, you shoot threes. I saw on the highlight. See, that's what, if I were playing now, that's what I do, because I didn't like to get hurt and play under the basket. So, I played guard. Tell me about what spring sport are you in then?
I play baseball.
Baseball, and pitcher and first base, right?
Yes, sir.
That's really good. I won't ask you about the backdoor slider and embarrass you, okay? Okay, as you look back, you're playing three sports. Your grades are pretty good, you told me. What are your grades, by the way, roughly?
So far this year, I've had all A's. Haven't had any B's yet. This last 9 weeks. So, grades have been really good this year.
That's good. Get those out of the way. Get that GPA up there so when you go into your senior year, you won't have to worry. Okay, let's talk about anybody like you look back on and you say, man, they've been really good to me. They've been, they're kind of your back, you help you and guide you and things like that and keep your nose clean, whatever. Anybody like that?
Definitely both my parents. They always want me to be doing. I've ever since I've been little, I've always been doing something with sports, like all the time, no matter what sport it was. They've always just kept me going, kept me driven. And then I actually quit football for a year when I was in 7th grade, and I played baseball in the fall. And then one of our receiver coaches, his name's Coach Flora. He was pushing to get me back, and I played that year, and I'm really glad I did. So
good.
Yeah,
good.
Coach always pushed me ever since I got here. Told me I could be something really good, and they've kind of held me to that standard, and that's really
good. That's really good. What about let's talk football for a minute, or more. What do you consider your strength in football?
Definitely my size.
Okay, you're a tight end. We better make sure you're a tight end, okay? And you spread out some, you're moved around and all those things. Your strengths.
Definitely my size. If I get split outside and get on a smaller DB, I'm obviously a lot taller, and I'm just bigger overall, so I can really use my body to help me get open. And usually if you throw it up, I'll go get it over top of smaller DB. So,
well, that and you've got really good hands.
Yeah,
I call it you snatch the ball.
Yeah,
and then you were punting on your highlight film, and you snatched the ball with one hand.
Yeah,
if you remember or not.
Yeah,
that was kind of cool. You can catch the ball; it doesn't come into your body and stuff, and catch it away from your body. What about things you have to work on? That doesn't necessarily mean that you're weak there, but what do you have to work on?
I got to get more of a quick twitch, like right when you take off from the ball, be more explosive and just faster overall. That's one of my weaknesses I've always had, and I've worked on it. Like I've been working on it for a while and just started to go a little bit harder at it here lately. Just got to get faster and got to get that real quick twitch off the ball.
Right. We talked about that a little bit earlier. Those would be two things I would tell you. And then the other thing is, just it's the speed will come with the quickness off the ball. And plus, let's face it, you're long-legged. You've been tall early in your career. 3 years from now, you're going to be a little bit different body than you had right now. So that's all going to become. At least you know what you have to work on. And I'm sure Coach Williamson does too. Yep. Okay. The other thing I would tell you, and that learn to explode on contact. You're letting guys take you down, like the defensive backs and stuff like that. You don't want to go down, and want them, because they're going to say, man, I don't want to hit that tight end.
Yeah.
But that's really good. I also saw you block, and I would tell you one more thing: learn to bend your knees. Even though you're tall, you got to play low. You see what I'm saying? Because you're trying to screen and you're standing straight up. But anyway, I just enjoy getting my 2 cents in here because I want you to be good.
I you know what you're talking about. So I appreciate you telling me.
Well, I just want you to be good. I'd feel silly if I didn't.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk. I'll give you 3 goofy questions. Oh, no, here's a serious question. Do you have anybody that you kind of look a role model, or not a role model, but guys you look at in the college or the pros? You're being a tight end, and which is, I think, what you should do for as long as you can, definitely in high school. But anybody you look at, you kind of emulate or like?
I really like watching Gronk and like Kelsey, just because we play the same position and they're just like, especially Kelsey, if the ball comes to him, he's going to catch it and he's going to do something with it. And being that big and being able to do what he does, that's obviously something I wish I could do as well as he could. So,
I wrote about him when he's from Cleveland Heights High School. I wrote about him. Guess what position he played in high school?
He was quarterback, wasn't
he? He was a quarterback. Yep. In fact, when he went to UC, he got mad because they switched him. I bet he's glad they switched him.
I'm sure
he's making a little bit more money right now than he would be. That's really good. Those are 2 good role models, and they are so tough. Gronk is so tough, and he just and they just have it. Both those guys, like you're kind of talking about. Okay, let's talk about what words do you live by? Well, like I'm old, but I've always been driven to be the best, and one of them is always leave it on the field. Now, whatever I do the, when you're playing baseball tonight, leave it on the field. Walk away saying, I ran the hardest. I don't want to preach to you. But anyway, what words do you live by? What ideas do you live by?
I'm a big guy, like, whatever you work for, like, I don't think that you should really get anything you don't deserve. So if you work for something, you'll get what you deserve most of the time. So and then just be that dude. Like, anytime you're on the field, on the court, like wherever you're at, just be like that guy that people's like, oh, that's a dude. Like, watch out for him. You know what I mean? Like, just be that guy and just always just work hard. Like, that's always something I've really focused myself on here lately, is just don't be outworked. Like, if there's in there, just like, if there's someone else going against me, like, you're not going to work harder than me. Like, we'll always work harder than you. You may be more skilled than me, but you're not going to outwork me. So
you're going to answer my next question is, what annoys you? Guys that don't work hard.
Yes.
Anything else annoy you? Kind of bug you?
Lazy people. I hate lazy people.
Well, I'll tell you, I'll talk to you a year from now. If you have the same attitude and better, you're going to be all right, man. You know what I'm saying? That's really an attitude you have to have. And, I preach to you again, is advice that you would give to a freshman. Okay, now you're only a junior, but now you look back, you have a lot of skills. What are you going to tell a freshman on about the second week of 2 days? What are you going to tell a freshman?
If I had to tell them one thing is to don't be discouraged just by what happens your freshman year, and to just live in the weight room and always try to get better. Like, look up to the guys above you, see what they're doing, and kind of you want to be like them. Like, you want to be like those guys. So they didn't get there just doing nothing. Like, they obviously worked hard. And so just like, if I had to say one thing, it would just be live in the weight room and always work hard and don't make excuses. Like, yeah, you're not going to be physically like the older guys. So you're probably not going to play as much, but you're going to get there. Like, you just got to work hard. Like, it's not just going to happen overnight. Like, you gotta
right.
work for it.
For sure. Okay. Here's one of my crazy questions. And I have 3. What's one thing that you would like to do, but you can't because you don't have the talent for it and you never will be able to?
Play quarterback.
What?
Play quarterback.
Play quarterback. Okay.
Yep.
That's probably possible in a game one or two. I thought you might play quarterback when you were punting the ball on video. I said, well, maybe he's going to throw it. So you'd like to be a quarterback. Well, I think your coach is pretty close to you right there.
Yeah. I don't know about that, but.
Okay. Let's go. Has there been so far a top sports moment for you where one of the things you'll take to your grave and say, boy, that was a great experience?
It was last football season in our rivalry game. I caught the game-winning catch with I don't know how many seconds left, 3 seconds maybe, and it just sealed it right there.
Oh, wow. That's good.
Yeah.
That's a good memory. Okay, a couple more would be done here. I talked to you about advice for a freshman. Let's talk about a guy that's getting recruited. Say you have a freshman or a sophomore in your class. What are you going to tell them about recruiting? And they're going to get recruited. This hypothetical. What would you tell a guy that's getting recruited, a friend or anybody?
Don't be scared to talk to coaches. Like, if coach has something to say to you, just kind of talk to them like they're a normal person, not like they're a coach. Because if you're real nervous and you're going to I don't know, you're not going to be able to answer the questions as good as you normally would. I remember the first coach I talked to was a coach from Penn State, and I had no idea what to say or how to answer. So I was actually sitting exactly where I am right now, but I was standing up and I was like, I'm in this little room, and I was walking around it, pacing. I didn't know what to say. I was so nervous, but yeah, just because you're getting recruited, you still got to work hard, and that should really make you want to work harder than you have been before. That, and then, like I said, don't be scared to talk to coaches because, they're just normal people, but, they kind of have a little bit of power.
Good. Yeah. Well, here's the thing I would tell you. You look at them and you're analyzing them, but don't let them intimidate you. You look at them and just look in their eyes, listen to them, and because they're going to walk away going, well, I wonder how I did with him, with Tanner. I wonder, let them have the final say. You see what I'm saying? I'm a kid's guy. Okay, here's the next crazy question. You can trade places with somebody for one day. One day. One day. Who would it be?
Oh, man, one day?
Yeah, one day.
That's a tough one. And I don't know. That's anyone that's really famous. Anybody that's famous and retired, because then anyone famous, retired, and under the age of 40, because you're pretty young and you can really do what you want, and you're going to be really rich, so that means you can do even more of what you want, and you just get to live and really have no limits for a day. I think that's
so you think Drew Brees would be a good guy, huh? Would Drew Brees be cool?
Oh, yeah. Oh, that'd be sweet.
Huh?
Oh, that'd be awesome.
That's really good. Okay, let's go recruiting. I'm only going to give you 2. The other one was, what do you do when nobody's watching? When you are totally by yourself, what do you do?
Any time of the day?
Yeah.
I don't know. I like to just hang out. And
Not
then
with friends.
yeah,
I mean
hang out
by
with my friends.
yourself.
Yeah. I live a pretty basic life, I'm not gonna lie. I don't do anything that's like really crazy.
That's good. That's good, Tanner. Okay, let's talk recruiting just a little bit. How is it going? I'm going to
Um
run. I'm running over here because I've enjoyed talking to you. How is it going? How's recruiting going so far?
I think it's been pretty good. I got in contact with some pretty good coaches, big schools, and it's really kind of opened my eyes. Like, man, these coaches see something in me. So the recruiting process has actually like really made me work harder because I'm
Yeah,
thinking,
good.
all right, yeah, like I have a chance to go and do something big for my family, for myself, and for my school. So I'm just gonna continue to work harder and just, I
Okay.
mean, it really just shows you what you like, what the opportunities you have. So you
So,
want to.
so my last question is: I mean, you live in a small town. You don't. You live. You're not living very close to Columbus or Cincinnati, and you're a small town. Why would I want to drive to talk to you and recruit you?
Um,
You've kind of answered it, all the things you've said, but excuse me, tell me just why would I want to recruit you? I mean, you're a farm kid, so to speak. How can you play at a big school?
I feel like physically, I'm better matched than most of the kids around in my area. Like, I'm one of the tallest kids in our town. Like for
Well, what
my,
happens if you go to Penn State? Those guys are all big.
yeah, I'll fit right in, I guess.
Okay. Okay. You've done a really good job.